I should watch House MD at this point with how I memorize the character names and how much clips I watch on YouTube. House MD is a very good show. Well, it's popular for a reason. It's as close to normie enjoyable as I personally find tasteful. I have a very hard time with sitcoms, but House has just enough of that little bit of edge to its humor and its writing, and it's different enough in each of its seasons that it keeps my attention, despite its flaws. But no, slop like Friends makes me want to actually put a gun in my mouth and blow my brains out. I cannot sit for an episode of Friends. Parks and Rec is a good one. Parks and Rec is like, if it's on, I won't turn it off, but I'll never go, oh man, I'm sure in the mood to watch Parks and Rec. Because again, it suffers from kind of like that. Its humor is dated to a point where I cannot connect with it in a way that I like. It's targeted to a different kind of core demographic, and I just can't connect to the characters in a meaningful way, and I can't enjoy it. Like, I'm not supposed to be like, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me for every character in media, but it's different when it's like, I can't enjoy any of what's going on. Like, once in a while, I'll be like, oh, that was a funny prank, haha. I think if every millennial I ever met didn't try to base their entire quirky chungus personality off of Parks and Rec, I would enjoy it more. But shows like Parks and Rec single-handedly kind of influenced how a generation of adults now behave and their humor. It's done it in a painfully uncreative and unfunny way. And so even if the show itself has merits, I can't stand it because it reminds me of every millennial I ever knew. The Office as well. The Office as well as Parks and Rec. Office, Parks and Rec, Friends. Like, I fear for the day Gen Alpha reaches adult age. That's a good conversation to have. I think there is a substantial portion of Gen Alpha that does have legitimate brain damage and has been developmentally stunted. We're hearing it all the time. We have elementary school teachers going, hey, these kids have the inability to focus, and as well, I've given up because there's no point, and so I'm feeding them whatever lessons will make it so they don't scream. And so you've got kids that are coming into, like, they're going through elementary school. They're not learning to read. They're not learning to write. They're doing the bare minimum. Those kids are going to be screwed. Unironically, even though homeschooling has its faults, the only Gen Alpha kids that are going to be coming out of this with basic communication and creative and, like, problem-solving skills are going to be the homeschoolers. Granted, it's not going to be a perfect education because, again, it's homeschooling, and there's always been issues with that. And they're going to be socially stunted unless their families are, like, interconnected into multiple homeschooling communities. But I think in 20 years, the homeschoolers of today will be in a better position than the public schoolers of today. Whereas it wasn't always this case. And again, it is situational.